Hey guys, time for 5 more Hall of Famers. Start out with one of probably my favorite all-time player, especially as a kid. The Kid, Jr., Ken Griffey Jr. Lifetime 83.8 WAR, 57th all-time. Ahead of players like Rod Carew, Pete Rose, Joe DiMaggio. '97 MVP, 13-time All-Star, All-Star MVP, 3-time Home Run Derby winner, 7-time Silver Slugger, 10-time Gold Gloves. $2,781 hits, 630 home runs, 284 lifetime batting average, 1,836 RBIs. Number 1 overall pick in 1987. One of 3 players in the Hall of Fame that were the number 1 overall pick. Chipper Jones and Harold Baines are the other 2. Did you know he played 41 games for the White Sox? At the end of his tenure with the Reds, he was traded to the White Sox. He played 41 games for them. I had forgotten that. He and his dad played 51 games together before his dad, which was a great player, retired. Hit a home run in 8 straight games, which tied a record with Don Mattingly and Dale Long. Received wide receiver scholarship offers at the University of Oklahoma and Michigan. Said he would never, ever play for the Yankees because how they treated his dad. And plus, Billy Martin used to run him out of the clubhouse when he was a kid. That kind of started a feud between the Mariners and the Yankees when he said he'd never play for them. Of course, Yankees consider everybody a target. On April 15th of 1997, he wore uniform number 42, and that was the beginning of a tradition on Jackie Robinson Day. Now all players wear number 42. Payne Stewart lived in the same neighborhood as he did, and when Payne Stewart died, I believe in a plane crash, it made Junior really want to move back home to Cincinnati and spend more time with his family. He thought about that. It hit him hard. He really wanted to make sure that he spent time with his family. When he went to the Reds, he switched his number from 24 to number 30. That was his dad's number, plus number 24 was worn by Tony Perez. Ken Griffey Jr. Next, the Dominican dandy, Juan Marichal. Lifetime 62.9 WAR, 158th all-time, ahead of pitchers like Early Wynn and Dennis Eckersley. 1969 ERA title, 10-time All-Star, All-Star MVP, 243 wins, 2,303 strikeouts, 289 ERA, 52 shutouts. Was part of the greatest game ever pitched. Him and Warren Spahn went scoreless to the 16th inning. His coach came to him like in the 12th inning, wanted to pull him a couple times, and Marichal pointed out at the mound. You said, "See that guy out there? He's 42 years old," referring to Warren Spahn. He said, "I'm 25. I'm not coming out of this game." Even though it went 16 innings, it was still over in just 4 hours and 10 minutes. Willie Mays ended up hitting a home run in the 16th inning off Warren Spahn, the deciding game. Was in a big brawl with catcher John Roseboro. It started out a few games before that, or maybe a game before that. Maury Wills led off the game with a bunt single, ended up scoring on a double. Well, it kind of made Marichal mad, so he threw at Wills. And then Koufax threw over Mays' head. And both sides were warned. And then when Marichal was at the plate batting, Roseboro threw one. Of course, Koufax wouldn't hit anybody. He threw over Mays' head, but he would not intentionally hit anybody. I guess Roseboro decided to take the game in his own hands and said, well, Koufax won't hit him, I will. And he threw a pitch back to the mound that kind of grazed Marichal's ear or his cheek or something like that. Marichal takes the bat and hits him in the head. I think he made contact a couple times. Ended up with 14 stitches. So he ended up getting suspended 8 games and was fined $1,750, which was a record at the time. So, the Dominican dandy, Juan Marichal. Next, pitcher that doubles to this one, Jim Catfish Hunter. Lifetime 40.9 WAR. He just didn't get to play long enough. 513th all time. He is ahead of Lefty Gomez and Harold Baines and some others. 1974 Cy Young winner, 224 wins, 2012 strikeouts, 326 ERA, 5-time World Series, 8-time All-Star, and the 1974 ERA title. First pitcher since 1915 to win 200 games by age 31. I think he ended up retiring at age 33. He had some arm soreness. As a senior in high school, he got shot in the foot during a hunting accident with his brother and had some shotgun pellets stuck in his foot, and he ended up having a toe removed. Was the first major big money free agent. He signed 5 years, $3.35 million. That was pretty big for that time. Later on, after he retired, he was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and died about a year later. Jim Catfish Hunter. Let me show the back of this. Next, the killer, Harmon Killebrew, Hammer and Harmon. Lifetime 60.3 WAR, 184th all time, ahead of Ichiro, Vladimir Guerrero, Mike Piazza. 1969 MVP, 13-time All-Star, 2,083 hits, 573 home runs, 1,584 RBIs, 256 lifetime batting average. When he retired, he was 5th in home runs. His father was an All-American football player for the undefeated Millikan College. Very good college football player. He was from Idaho, and as a child, he played on Walter Johnson Memorial Field. And there wasn't a lot of scouts that got up there to Idaho. So an actual senator from Idaho, Herman Walker, told Clark Griffith of the Washington Senators, I believe, about Killebrew. And at the time, there was a semi-professional league in Idaho. Killebrew was hitting .847 in this league. Ended up getting signed, of course. Was known for quick hands and upper body strength. He was only 5'11", but could really turn on a ball and had really good upper body strength. all-time great, underappreciated in the hobby, Harmon Killebrew. Last but not least, Lloyd Waner. Lifetime 29.6 WAR, 889th all-time. Not going to mention, he's not ahead of very many people, especially in the Hall of Fame, if any. Kind of go back and forth on this guy. His WAR isn't real good, of course. It's 1940 play ball. But he had 2,459 hits, 598 RBIs, one-time All-Star. Him and his brother had the all-time hits as brothers, of course. Paul, Big Poison, Waner. And I'll get to his nickname here in a minute. How he got that, him and his brother got that nickname is kind of neat. But listen to this stat, and this is kind of maybe a tiebreaker for the Hall of Fame. He holds the record for most hits in his first 3 seasons. He had 678 hits in his first 3 seasons, which I believe is still a record. Ichiro got close to that with 662. But was a really good player. His father played in the minor leagues. Here's how him and his brother got his nickname. He was a small guy, and his brother was a lot bigger than him. He was 5'9", 132 pounds, Lloyd Waner, Little Poison. Well, the Brooklyn Dodgers fans were calling him Little Person Waner and Big Person Waner. But the way they would say it, Big Poison and Little Poison Waner. So that's how they got their name, is actually Little Person and Big Person, but with that thick New York accent from those Brooklyn Dodgers fans. It ended up being Big Poison and Little Poison. So that's it, guys. Appreciate it.